everyone, welcome back to Aunt Susie's Kitchen. As promised, today I'm going to show you how to make those beautiful egg rolls that we featured in one of our recipes last week. So let's go over the ingredients and then we're going to get started. So I have 2 large carrots. I'm going to peel those and julienne them. I have 1 white onion, some fresh ginger, a couple of cloves of garlic, and a head of cabbage. Now, I also have just regular table salt, some honey. I'm gonna use a little bit of honey. I have rice vinegar. That is one of my kitchen staples. I always have that in the kitchen. I use it in so many things. And just a little bit of grapeseed oil because it has a high smoke point. Now, I want to talk a little bit about this mixture of spice that I have here that I'm going to use. This is a mixture I make myself. I put it in my spice grinder, and it's equal parts of whole cloves, whole cinnamon, star anise, fennel seeds, and then I use black peppercorns, but you can also use Szechuan peppercorns. And if you don't want to go ahead and make this, you can also buy it. It is called Chinese 5-spice. So this is also a great thing to have on hand. Whatever I don't use today, I'll put it in an airtight container and I'll use that for another time. I also have my egg roll wrappers, which are extremely important. I like this brand because it's low in sodium. It also has minimal ingredients, just, all natural ingredients, just flour, water, a little bit of potato starch, and that's it. So I'm going to get these vegetables cleaned up and we're gonna go ahead and get started. Vegetables. First thing I want to do, I have a very heavy bottom pot here, and I'm going to put about, I don't know, maybe a couple of teaspoons of oil in the bottom. And then I want to add first the garlic. The ginger. And the onions. I'm going to add a little bit of salt, maybe about a teaspoon. And there's black pepper, remember, in that spice that we made. So I'm not going to add any black pepper separately. I'm just going to let these sweat down for about 3 or 4 minutes. Okay, so these have been cooking for a few minutes now, starting to sweat out. The onion and the garlic and the ginger are starting to also become a little translucent. And now I'm just going to add that cabbage and the carrots that we cut. And I know this may look like a lot of cabbage, but it is going to cook down. There's a lot of water in cabbage. And by the time we're done, we're gonna have probably a fifth of this. So one more time, I'm gonna salt this. And I'm gonna allow the cabbage to sweat down and reduce, and I'm gonna keep it moving so that it doesn't get too much color on any one side. For about 10 minutes now. And you see how wilted everything's gotten. It still has a little ways to go, but this is the point now where I'm going to add the balance of the flavors to it. So I have that spice mixture that we made. Remember, this is cloves, cinnamon, star anise, fennel seeds, and black pepper, and I just ground them up in my spice grinder. I'm going to use half of them to start, and then I'll taste it. I have some rice wine vinegar. Probably use the equivalent of maybe 2 tablespoons or so. It has a nice pungent acidity to it. And then to balance that, we're going to just put a little bit of clover honey. Not a lot of that. Do that by eye, and again, you know, maybe a teaspoon or 2. And that's it. I'm going to turn the gas up just a little bit because, like I said, I want to encourage all of the excess liquid to render down. Those spices smell amazing. Okay, turn the gas up just a little. And I'm going to let this continue to cook maybe about another 10 minutes. What's going to happen in that time is that the cabbage and the carrots are going to wilt a little bit more, and all of the liquid that's in the pot, you see down there, the liquid in the bottom of the pot, that's going to also reduce, and it's going to make it a little bit drier than it is, so that when we go ahead and fill those egg roll wrappers, that they don't leave the wrapper soggy. Okay, check back in a few. Okay, so one thing I want to do before all of that liquid dissipates is I want to taste it and see if we need any more salt or any more of the spices. Definitely can use a little bit of salt. And definitely can use a little more spice. So I'm going to put the rest of that spice in. So I'm going to say maybe that was about a tablespoon altogether. So just mix the rest of that in. And then I want to go ahead and let those liquids continue to reduce and finish wilting the cabbage and the carrots. The cabbage still has way too much bite in it. So I'm going to let it soften up just a little bit more. I'm going to put the lid on just halfway though, because I want it to reduce at the same time. I'm going to check it in about 5 minutes. Okay, so it's been about 5 more minutes. And you can see the liquid down on the bottom. It's just about gone. There's still some down there though. So I'm going to let this continue to reduce. I'm going to keep the lid off it now because everything is wilted nicely. And now I'm just going to concentrate on getting rid of the rest of the liquids. Okay, so I've turned the gas up just a little bit, left the lid off, and now we have perfectly dry vegetables. So I'm going to put this in a bowl. We're going to go ahead and cool it, and then we're going to roll those egg rolls. For about 15 minutes now, and they are cool enough to roll. At this point, you can actually put them in the refrigerator, and you can roll these as you need to. You don't have to roll them all if you're not going to eat them all, because they're always best when they are fried fresh. Okay, so before we go ahead and start rolling the egg rolls, I want to show you how I make this sauce for it. Really simple. I have here a little bit more than a half a cup of apricot preserves, and to that I'm going to add, I have a homemade hot sauce that I make. And this is a green chili hot sauce, and I'm going to use a full teaspoon of that in there. And then to that, I'm going to add about 1/3 cup of water. And I'm going to add about 1/2 teaspoon of soy. This is super, super simple. And I'm just going to give this all a whisk. One other thing I want to add to this really quickly, and it's really more for color than anything, is just a little bit of some fresh green onion. And that's it. Let it mix. I'll put this in the refrigerator until we are ready to have it with the egg rolls. Okay, so let's fill these. I have a little bit of water here, and I'm just going to go around the outside of the egg roll wrapper. And then I'm going to put a little bit of filling. Try to get it in the center. Okay. Okay, that's pretty much where you want it. You fold this piece up, fold these pieces over, and then roll it just like that. See, it's like a little envelope. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get the rest of these done, and then I'll meet you over at the stove so we can give them a quick pan sear. Okay, so I have a hot non-stick skillet. I like to use non-stick for these for the obvious reason, and also because then I don't need as much oil. Now the inside of the filling is completely cooked. So all we're looking to do right now is get a little bit of color on these and get nice crispy skins on the outside. And something else I just wanted to mention. So these obviously are vegetarian, but if you wanted to, you could add a little bit of cooked shrimp, a little bit of cooked pork, a little bit of cooked chicken, anything you like to this. It's definitely a preference thing. So I'm going to cook these until they get nice and brown. Put them up on all sides. Okay, so there you have it. Look how delicious these egg rolls look. I've taken a minute and I cut this one so you can see. Look at that delicious filling in there. Well, there's only one thing left to do. Oh man, that's really delicious. I hope you guys get in the kitchen and give this one a try. Definitely won't be disappointed. Okay, check us out on social media. We are Aunt Susie's Kitchen on Facebook. We are Aunt Susie's Kitchen on Instagram. And of course here on YouTube, we are Aunt Susie's Kitchen. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button so you never miss a new video. And make sure you come back and check us out again because there's always something good cooking in Aunt Susie's Kitchen.